Hello, everyone. Welcome to Soul Horizons Tarot. I'm doing a general read for the sign of Scorpio. This is a general read, so it may not resonate um, for everyone out there. If you do want your own personal reading or to find me on social media, all that is in the details below. Again, this is for the sign of Scorpio. Um, this will be part one, where it's very brief, as brief as I can make it. But part two will go further or deeper into detail about what's going on here. So if you resonate with this first part, I suggest or encourage you to check out part two. Um, but if it doesn't resonate, um, I guess maybe try next time. Maybe try some of your other placements, whether your moon, your Venus, your rising. Jupiter's a good one to check sometimes, especially if you're wanting to expand something. But anyway, we'll get started. I think I covered everything. Yeah. If not, okay, so for your overall energy, this is just basically giving me an overview of what's going on with you or what is coming, kind of. It kind of depends on how it plays out. But the Ten of Cups is a card of emotional fulfillment. It is a card about family. You see the mother and father and children kind of stargazing. Um, And the Ten of Cups is also a card about emotional fulfillment, our personal sense of our own, whatever that means to you, basically, whatever is important to you to make you happy. That is the Ten of Cups. It's a card about happiness, emotional fulfillment. Tens represent completion, so that's basically getting to your ultimate version of happiness. So for some of you, that is very important to you at this time. Um, it's something that you are searching for, possibly soul searching. I do kind of get that sense that there is a deeper meaning than just, you know, physical, mental, emotional connection to what it means to be happy for you. It's like you're digging deeper and going possibly into your subconscious, trying to figure things out. I say that because some of the cards here, but so that's just the overall energy so far. Again, there could be a family involved, and some of you may really, really enjoy astronomy, astrology, looking at the stars, looking at space, and I'm just going off that card. So your current energy situation. This is your present. You do have the King of Cups, which is usually good to have your own suit. This is the sign of Scorpio. Could be any water sign. uh, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, but it is a king, so it's a fixed sign, so that would be Scorpio. Um, Keep in mind the signs of the cards are not relevant, neither is the gender. So if I say King of Cups and use the pronoun he, it's just because I'm going off what's on the card. If you are the opposite gender or you go by your own pronoun, then apply that as necessary. So the King of Cups is a card about emotional maturity. As a person, this is somebody who is mature. It doesn't really necessarily have to relate to age because you can be very young and still have a better grasp of the world than some people who are much older. But it is usually very grounded. The cups deal with emotions, so you would be emotionally mature and grounded and um, intelligent, emotionally intelligent. Now, I don't do reversals. And again, we will clarify this in part two. But the King of Cups is usually also very receptive. They're more receptive to the idea of feelings. That means they're better able to express their feelings, and they're better able to be receptive to other people's feelings. The King of Cups can also be very creative, and I do get this really intense energy of some of you are highly creative at this time, highly intuitive at this time. I get like a lot of stimulation, and what I feel like that is like these creative ideas that are kind of storming right now. Just by going off the look of this card, I know you probably can't catch the details, but there's these. Again, it's all different artists. This one is Carol Phillips, but she portrayed him as like an alien. This is the space deck. So, but there's these little squids here that are like zapping his brain. Basically, is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see that, but that kind of feels like those creative ideas and kind of like eureka. Like maybe you're getting downloads seemingly out of nowhere. Just these ideas just pop into your head, and others of you are on a creative process or on some type of maybe a career or a hobby. But the King of Cups is anything with cups is usually creative inspiration or inspired. Um, like I said, emotionally mature, more so than the Knight or the Page of Cups. And again, just because I say king, it does not mean that and I'm not talking about a female, but the king is more assertive. Now, like I said, I don't read reversals, but there are some weaknesses to the King of Cups. Some King of Cups can be very emotionally guarded. They have a hard time opening up, which would definitely represent the Scorpio, the sign of Scorpio. I do have a Scorpio moon, so I can definitely relate to that. But like I said, in part two, we will clarify. This is so far a good thing that you are showing up in your own energy with your own card in your current situation and energy. Um, Basically, what that says is you are in your own element. You are in your element. You are in your highest form right now. At least maybe mentally, emotionally, and or even physically. But we'll clarify that in part two. Let me see. Oh, we have two dolphins. I've never noticed that before. I'm really curious what those clarifiers are going to be because I feel like that's like a partnership just because of the two. But let's move on. We'll get through this and then get some more information later. So the Six of Wands in your surface mind. This is what you're focused on, but this is also what you want out of the situation. And with the Six of Wands, that is a card about victory and success, especially after you've put in a lot of work or a long battle. The Six of Wands is also a card about popularity, receiving a lot of attention, receiving recognition. For some, it could talk about being in the spotlight, kind of. Maybe some of you kind of want to not become famous, become maybe uh, well known, more popular. Um, Maybe you're trying to network, create like a internet name, like a social media presence. Maybe some of you want to work for the public in some way and receive that kind of attention. Maybe it's not an ego thing, but it's something that you're passionate enough about that you want to share your what you can do with the world. Um, Share your talents with the world, basically. So, like with this creative energy that I felt here, some of you may be Um, Wanting to get your art, your poetry, your music out there. Um, Maybe you have something that you're very good at, and you want to, I don't know, be a YouTube presence or whatever other streaming content there is. I lost the word. That happens often on my channel. So yeah, there's what's that at his tail? It's just a shining star. Which is star? The star is actually this is the Six of Wands, but the star that I'm looking at here in tarot is a card about wish fulfillment. So for the most part, there's this galaxy here in the background that's shining. Um, so it's like an idea that you've had for a long time, and you're finally here in your surface mind. You're finally coming to this period of awakening to what you want to set your hopes, your intentions towards, especially with that Ten of Cups. There's something about this Six of Wands, this victory, the success, this validation here that would make you happy. That would be your happiness. And that's kind of what I'm feeling there. Like some of you just want to share your gifts with the world, and you do want to feel like you're winning in that way. It's kind of interesting that there's like this sun here, which represents the ego, which would be your surface mind. So for some of you, it's a point of great focus at this time. I really feel like some of you are really putting yourselves out there. And for some Scorpios, that can be quite uncomfortable or awkward. Um, because a lot of Scorpios, I mean, we're not just our sun sign, but for the sign of Scorpio, they're usually kind of a secretive, mysterious type. Not to say that there's not really well-known, famous Scorpios out there, but it does, for some reason, feel a little like a breakthrough kind of awareness of, okay, this is what I want. I want to be seen. I want to be heard. I want to reach some type of notoriety. Now, I don't know how much that extends, like to what level. Um, but yeah, I definitely feel like some of you want to at least have some type of major victory here. And Six of Wands is a minor arcana, but it's like the one card in here that's like really screaming at me. Other than this Queen of Cups, but I just love that picture. So, all right. So in your shadow mind or hidden truth, this is something that is unknown to you, something you do not know that would benefit you to know. And we have the Three of Wands. Hopefully, all adults in here, because we've got a little bit of nudity here. But the Three of Wands is a card about waiting. So what you don't know is possibly that there is a period of time where you will have to be patient. Now, usually the Three of Wands is a card of waiting for your ships to come in. For some of you, that might be this victorious success. Now, some of you, it won't have anything to do with like being in the spotlight. For some of you, it's just about winning in some way, winning the job, winning the girl or guy, winning the lottery, winning, I don't know, your next game of bingo, whatever that is to you. I believe it's tied into this Ten of Cups. This is your ultimate satisfaction. And the Three of Wands is a card about waiting for that. You've put in the hard work, you paid your dues, you've done your due diligence. That was almost a tongue twister. Done your done your due diligence. Okay, moving on. And now you're waiting for the rewards. Now, as far as what you don't know, this may be that, like, literally, you're going to have to wait. Um, there's a waiting period. There may be something involved with long distance travel. Perhaps some of you would have to travel in order to get this victory. In traditional tarot, there's a body of water, and that sometimes talks about something at a distance. But this is a very future-oriented card. It's nothing to do with the past. It's in the present, but it's looking towards the future, waiting for that to finally come back to you. And we do have a skull here, which to me does remind me of the sign of Scorpio. Even this would be a fire sign. It is the wands. But Scorpio, or excuse me, death in tarot is associated with the sign Scorpio. We also have Saturn here, which Saturn rules discipline, structure, responsibilities, duties. It can be a rather harsh planet in the sense that it is very, very stern. It doesn't allow much wiggle room for procrastination or laziness. It's the hard work, like father type planet, the taskmaster. Yeah, that's a better description. Um, so I'll definitely have to see what this is, clarify this, and see what exactly about the three. What about waiting or something at a distance do you not know? So we'll move on so I can get to that. So this is something in the past, but it's still affecting you. It's a challenge that usually I put that here as a challenge or obstacle, but I made this one, I shortened it by making that both. Something from the past that may be presenting a challenge or blockage to you now. And we have the Nine of Swords. This is a card about heavy anxiety, stress, worry, fear, sleepless nights. For some of you, I think there is a persistent um, difficulty with sleep, possibly dreams, maybe very vivid dreams, maybe bad dreams. Because in traditional tarot, it's a person that's sitting in bed and they've got their face covered, their hands are covered their face, and you can just tell that they're having a hard time sleeping. But this one, she is asleep. But these swords are like it's like a dreamland, but the swords are um, floating above her head, and then she's got part of her hand. There's a castle here behind her, and she's got part of her hand like through the walls of this dream castle. So it's almost like your sleep pattern is starting, or your lack of sleep is starting to affect your everyday. There's something too that some of you just can't get out of your head. Fear, doubt, um, it's mental anxiety. And to the extreme, this could be like insomnia, this could be depression, this could be like having panic attacks, this could be like pretty substantial mental health issues. That's to the extreme, though. For others, like it would just be as simple as there's a persistent fear or thought, because swords rule the mind, that I can't escape. You think about it, you You worry about it, you go to sleep, and it's you can't escape. Even in your sleep, you are haunted by this thing or these things. Uh, is there Each sword can represent, the different aspects of what is bothering us, basically. So whatever this is that you were worried about is still here in your current, and that shows up again, but we'll get to that. So some of you may be coming out of or are still in a cycle of having really um, erratic sleep patterns. Others are just starting to worry about their ability to function because of whatever this thought or these thoughts are. Because this is significant. This is not like you had one bad night and then you're fine now. This is persistent. Okay, so moving on into what is coming towards you, these two may play a part, waiting for something or someone. If that's the case, then this is somebody or something from the past. I'm not sure, but again, we will clarify in part two. So, what's coming towards you? Queen of Wands. This can be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, as a person. We'd have to clarify. But this could be an energy. So, again, it is a queen, so it's a more mature. But this could also be like a period, like an inspired, motivating thought or action, because wands are usually actions, but it can be also inspiration. And I already felt like some of you are already like unlocking something and starting to like I'm looking at this swirling galaxy. It's like it's opening something in you. And the Queen of Wands can be like that final push to take action on something. I really want to clarify this. This is excruciating because this can also be a person, male or female, but it would be a little bit more feminine. It wouldn't be quite as domineering. Not that all men are domineering, but we all have masculine and feminine qualities where the masculine is more assertive, more logical, um, probably more emotionally grounded than the female, who is more receptive, more intuitive, like goes off of thing based on more so feelings and the heart rather than the mind. If you are a logical, analytical woman, you are in that way a little more masculine, not to take away from your femininity. I can't believe I said that word without stumbling. Wow. Feminine. See, yeah, I can't do it again. That was a once in a lifetime. But yeah, this could definitely be a person, somebody that inspires you, somebody that you are very attracted to. The Queen of Wands can be extremely magnetic, charismatic, funny, charming, fun to be around, probably lights up the room. I love, 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 love this card. I absolutely love this card. She's got a Black Panther. She's all golden in her sunflower dress with the purple in the background. Um, they are action takers. So again, keep this in mind. This is either an action you're going to take or someone's going to take towards you, but it does feel like more like a person or the energy of the card. Um, so yeah, we'll have to clarify that and see what that is. Attractive, um, somebody that inspires you to take action, kind of lights the way, gives you an idea, or gives you an opportunity, like opens up a new, fresh perspective. because these are the wands are people that, as people, page, knight, queen, and king, they are the go-getters. Um, the cups would be the feelers, the intuitives, the wait and see, or like, they're very different energies. They're both creative. They can both be inspired and inspiring, but this is more like that fiery, vibrant kind of, um, like a general in the army, probably more like a, well, I won't say boot camp because they don't really rule by force. They rule by having this really good way or natural way of gaining people's respect, earning people's respect. They're likable, usually, as the ones. Again, I don't read reversals. There are some negatives to the Queen of Wands. She can be uh, proud, vain. Um, if we were to reverse this, this could be somebody that could be manipulative. Any of the cards can be manipulative. Um, Cups would be more emotionally. Wands would be more like break you down in a different way. But we'll have to see. I won't go into all the different when I only see what's in front of me and trying to sit here and uh, conjecture, right? We'll move on. So either an energy that is coming towards you, or you're going to take on, or a literal person that's coming towards you, or that you will finally go towards. There's that waiting card. So there could be a connection there as well. Could be at a distance, somebody that you meet when you travel. The Empress is, oh, I said Aries, Leo, Sag, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. We don't have any others. The Empress is your advice. The sign really doesn't matter on um the advice, but Libra and Taurus energy there. As your advice, the Empress would be, I believe, one of two things here. There could be an Empress figure who could be of great assistance to you now. It can represent a mother or a mothering type, that parental kind of type, somebody that is older and wiser, or at least more settled, like they have like structure, stability, security, somebody that you could learn from basically as a king. Or this is saying that you need to take on that energy. And the Empress, whether you are a man or a woman, if you are a man and I'm telling you to be an Empress, please don't take offense to that. Um, but it is saying if you are the King of Cups, man or woman, and it's telling you to be the Empress, I feel like it's saying to soften up a little bit. You could be already soft, but you are showing up as the King of Cups. And like I said, the King of Cups can sometimes struggle with opening up to people. They may emotionally detach until they know that the person that wants their cup can be trusted with it. So with the Empress here, that would be telling you to hold on. My little one's making noises. All right. So yeah, be more receptive. Um, Kind of lost my train of thought there. Be more receptive, uh, and open yourself up to more, and not just like emotionally, but the Empress has confidence, a lot of self-confidence. She has to. She rules an empire. So she doesn't give those days, those Nine of Sword days, much power. She's very confident. She's abundant. She's resourceful. She's steady. People can rely on her, but she doesn't accept anything less than what she deserves. You don't expect an empress to come chase you. You chase the empress. And if it's telling you that's the energy you need to take on, have confidence in yourself. Okay, because clearly with that Nine of Swords, the Six of Wands is in detriment. Because while you may want this victory and success, you're also um, affected and probably, pretty significantly by that Nine of Swords. And the Nine of Swords can also be self-doubts, fears, anxieties. What if, the what if, what if, what if, what if, what if, or I'll never, I'll never, I'll never, or what if I do, what if I do, what if I do. Okay, so the Empress would be that energy that banishes that. It's not that you can't allow yourself to feel it, it's just understand that that energy does not yield these results. Um, so we'll have to clarify this and see if this is like possibly a person that has those characteristics that you could learn something from, or if these are the types of characteristics that you need to take on. Something tells me it's the latter, but that's not to say that it's interesting she's holding the world. That's a two of cups. No, not two of cups, two of wands. Kind of reminds me of what's here. I mean, this is a space deck though, so they're going to have a lot more planets in each card. Uh, there could be, for some of you, there could be something at a distance though. It could be something that you hope to succeed in, but you have to travel to. I'm only saying that because there is a world in this particular uh, expression of the Empress. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the most probable outcome. Now, most probable because this is a general reading. Even if this was a personal one-on-one, this would still be probable, but it's even more so with a general. So if all of this resonated for you, then most likely this will resonate too, but we say probable because, or most likely because um, you have free will. So every choice you make or somebody else makes can have an impact on the outcome. Keep that in mind. So with the Nine of Swords, two different artists. Let's see, Jessica Perner and Megan Bakir. Bakir. Hopefully, I'm not slaughtering your name. Very different artists, but very similar energy or depiction. They're both in black and white. So maybe you're not allowing yourself to see past black and white. And they're both sleeping. Now the Eight of Swords. Usually in tarot, what you want to see across the spread is a number. Say you have the Nine of Cups, you would want to see a 10, or excuse me, Nine of Swords. You would want to see a 10 of Swords. That means forward progress. That means you're moving in the correct direction. When you have a card, a number card, and it goes down, that means almost reversing, going one step back, or however many steps back, or resorting to something. Instead of moving forward and making forward progress, you are um, doing the opposite. And I believe this right here is definitely the outcome of this, or Cause, effect. The Eight of Swords is a card about feeling stuck, feeling trapped, feeling bound, powerless, helpless. But it is a self-imposed prison. These are the things, the thoughts and the fears that we give power over us. The opinions, the advice of others around us who kind of put doubts in our own minds. You're, this is the point where, after listening to yourself, talk yourself down, and other people that surround you um, add to that with their opinions, their perspectives, their 2 cents, and not in a positive way or in an uplifting way, it feels like you are being hemmed in, and you do feel powerless. So with that outcome, this is like not knowing what to do, not feeling like you have a way out of your situation, not feeling like you have any power. That is the opposite of the Empress. The Empress has everything she has because she worked her way towards it. She made herself a priority. I mean, not to say, because the Empress like can represent a mother, like the Emperor can represent a father, or somebody that is at a very good point to start a family. Um, I had a point there and I lost it. I'll get it back, maybe. Anyway, like, think something about the Empress having confidence, so she doesn't allow these thoughts to take root and trap her. It's the opposite of what you were supposed to do, and instead using this or allowing this or nourishing or nurturing this instead of your power, your confidence, your ambition, your ability. You get stuck in this mm, snowball effect. You have this idea of success. You have this desire for that 10 of cups. You have this swirling, I don't know how to explain it. It's like in this card, it's like all these different ideas are flowing. And they're great ideas, they're wonderful ideas. They could go in so many different directions and it could lead to this, but holding you back is this 9 of swords. And it is so strong that this is your probable outcome. You're giving weight to this and letting it like a ball and chain, it's holding you there. When these cards here, especially this one, and even the 3 of wands, the 3 of wands is that's a confident card because it's knowing. It's knowing that you're going to get rewarded. It's just waiting for it. It's like there's every reason to have this kind of confidence with the 6 of wands, to want to put yourself out there. That takes courage. But then you get weighed down again with that 9 of swords. It's like all these creative, inspired, wonderful thoughts get like all the color, like all the color gets drained out of it and it's back to black and white. You're over analyzing or something. Or there's something going on in your life that's like maybe even just draining you. Maybe that's why there's, so much color here, like all kinds of color. I don't know if you can see it. There's reds, yellows, greens, blues, purples, and then this back here is just grayscale. and then your outcome is the same. Well, you do have gold swords, so there's that. Let's see. Now is that two hands? Yeah, it's like her hands are locked together, and there's swords, almost like tying her hands. I have no idea. What is that? Oh, it's her braid. Almost look like spiders. It's her braid. Okay. But yeah, so I think you need to be very careful. If you don't watch part two, you need to be very, very careful here about letting this hold you back, this Nine of Swords, no matter what it is. Just have faith in yourself, have confidence. And even if you don't, at least take one small step towards the Six of Wands, whatever that is for you. Earn one small victory a day or a week towards whatever this is that would make you happy. So yeah, I think that'll be part one. If this did resonate with you, we will definitely go through each placement and look at some clarifiers to get some more information about what's going on, what's coming towards you, your advice, outcome, everything. So hopefully I see you there. If not, I appreciate you giving me the time. If this did resonate, reach out in the comment box and share your story, your thoughts. Love to hear from you. Of course, share, like, subscribe if you feel like it. But yeah, I'm going to start part two now. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys soon.